Hey everyone, welcome to Medical Interview Simulation in English. Today, we're going to practice medical interviews based on questions from the Japanese National Medical Examination. We'll turn these exam questions into real-world conversations between Dr. Satomi as the physician, Umi, and his mother as the patients. I'm Yamato, and I'll be your guide through this practice session. Our goal is to help healthcare professionals get better at talking with patients and their families through these realistic scenarios. Alright, for today's practice, we're using a case from the National Medical Exam. We have a 6-year-old boy, Umi, and his mother here today. Let's see how Dr. Satomi conducts this consultation with both of them.
Hello, Umi-san and Mrs. Yamazato. I'm Dr. Satomi. What brings you in today?
Hello. Actually, my son has been complaining of stomach pain since 4 days ago, and he also has a fever.
I see. Umi-san, have you had a stomach ache for the past 4 days?
Yes.
Mrs. Yamazato, you mentioned it started 4 days ago. Was there anything that might have triggered it?
Well, we were on a family trip to Southeast Asia until last week, and it started the day after we got back.
Southeast Asia, I see. Umi-san, did you enjoy your trip?
Yes.
Mrs. Yamazato, so he didn't get sick during the trip? It started after you returned?
Yes, it was after we came back. At first, he just said his tummy hurt a little, but then he started getting a fever too.
How high was the fever?
It was 39.2 degrees Celsius this morning when I checked.
That's quite high. Umi-san, do you have any other pain, or do you feel sick anywhere else?
No.
Mrs. Yamazato, how about a cough or runny nose?
He has a slight cough and runny nose as well, and he started getting a rash on his face and body since yesterday.
He also has a rash, I see. Umi-san, can you show me the rash?
Umi shows his arm a little.
Thank you, Mrs. Yamazato. When did you first notice this rash?
It was around yesterday evening. At first there wasn't much, but it seemed to have spread more during the night.
I understand. Umi-san, where does your tummy hurt? Can you show me?
Here.
Umi points to his belly button.
Around your belly button, I see. Does it hurt all the time, or does it come and go?
All the time.
Mrs. Yamazato, did you give him any pain medication?
I gave him some over-the-counter children's pain and fever medicine, but it doesn't seem to be working very well.
I see. Umi-san, can you eat?
Not really.
Mrs. Yamazato, how's his appetite?
He's hardly eating anything, and he doesn't want to drink much either.
Okay, you must be feeling pretty bad, Umi-san. I'll need to examine you in a moment. Mother, has Umi ever had similar symptoms before?
No, this is the first time it's been this bad. He had a mild case of gastroenteritis when he was younger, but nothing like this.
Okay. Umi-san, can you open your mouth for me so I can take a quick look? Mrs. Yamazato, his throat is a little red too. Umi-san, you did a great job. Now let me listen to your tummy sounds. Mrs. Yamazato, thank you. It was really helpful to hear about Umi-san's symptoms and how they've developed in detail. I'd like to run some tests to determine the cause, and then we can talk again. So to summarize, 6-year-old Umi-san presents with abdominal pain, fever, cough, runny nose, and a rash that started yesterday following a return from a trip to Southeast Asia 4 days ago. The abdominal pain is continuous, and he also has a decreased appetite and fluid intake. Thank you, Mrs. Yamazato.
Wonderful job, Dr. Satomi. You were very thorough in gathering information from both the mother and Umi himself. Especially with young children, it's crucial to get information from the family as well. Today's key points were collecting information from both the family and the patient and asking short, easy-to-understand questions tailored to the child's age. And that's a wrap for today's medical interview simulation in English. Thanks for practicing with us, and we'll catch you next time. Hey, if you want to check your answers, head over to the National Medical Exam question 110G50. That's where you'll find all the details.